But speaking of comfortable, or let's just say uncomfortable, we're going to wrap up the show here. And last week we left you with a very cringe-worthy clip. I've got another one, Lana, that is going to...
Somebody's dancing?
I'm going to give you one that is maybe on the same level. And I'm going to let you choose between, was it this one or the one you saw last week that was more cringy? I'll tell you who this is after we watch the clip. And this is a woman who is at one of those weird young Republican rallies.
I'm so glad we're watching this.
You know what it is already?
Oh, yeah, I know what it is. I didn't see her, and I've seen memes of her.
Yep. All right. If you hate cringe, just like and subscribe and then get the hell out of here, because here it comes.
Like here. Cheers.
Right. Here you go. Pleasure you have Okay, so you do know who that is?
I don't know who she is. I think you told me, or somebody on the Twitter feed.
I'm going to tell you who she is.
Republican lawmaker.
Her name is Kat Kammick, and she represents District 3 in this great state of Florida. Do you want to take a guess what district I live in?
Hers.
That is correct. That is my representative. That's my Marjorie Taylor Greene. She is the representative of our district, which, by the way, in our county votes blue in nearly every election because we're a college town. So, but we have representation like Kat Kammick somehow winning because of gerrymandering, which, did you hear this Mark Elias guy? Do you know who he is?
Yes, I follow him. I love him.
Dude is a bad ass. Yeah. I mean, I don't think people, especially even Democrats and liberals, understand how incredible this dude is.
The work he puts in. I don't, but go ahead.
He's an amazing attorney. And basically what he does is he is all over the country looking at things that just are not fair and things that are illegal. And he is destroying. So far, they're going around and in there was 6 or 7 different states he named: Tennessee, Texas, Florida, Alabama, New York. All of these redistricting, the gerrymandering that they've done in these states. He said were illegal. You could not do it. Right. You know, that's the difference is they're going, you know, people would be like, oh, the Democrats just had the lines redrawn. No, they had it redrawn fairly and not illegally. The Republicans were doing it illegally, and that's why they can win so many of these House seats.
Right.
But it appears as if there's going to be a lot of changes, and hopefully before the next election. And from my understanding,
Alabama not change? Is it Alabama that was supposed to be?
That's one of them. Yeah,
and they're not doing it.
They're ignoring it. Yeah, pretty much is what they said. And you know, it's a in that one, I think there's a black district that they're basically, you know, saying we're making sure this never goes, you know, their way. And Mark Elias is fighting very hard, and he is pretty positive that all these will be resolved by the next election. And that could open up a lot of House seats, which we all know how incredibly important that is going to be. Because if Donald Trump or even any of those clowns that we are going to watch tomorrow night somehow pull off the election, you know, if we can render them listless vessels, by the way. Do you know that term? Have you heard that term?
Not together.
That's what Ron DeSantis recently called Donald Trump supporters. Now,
he sure did.
Listless vessels is his deplorables, but I think, God, I hate saying this because it's kind of mean, but I don't know if the MAGA world kind of put together exactly what listless vessel means.
I mean, when I hear that word, I think of Ron DeSantis, like,
right. Well, he's the one who called the MAGA people listless vessels. Yeah,
but that's exactly what he is.
That is true too. That is absolutely correct. He really is.
So weird.
Yeah.
Weirdo.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just so important to vote. Everybody, get out here and vote. If we can just, we say this every time. But we could get the presidency and we could keep that Senate and get the House.
Yep.
The things that we can pass. Y'all want well, school loans, I guess that's not gonna work, but maybe he can do something. Voting Rights Act. Like there's so much that can do.
Lana, there's a million things, and really
Oh,
what they need to focus on, the things that they've been focusing on for years, and then they also have to make sure that we set up the laws in this country to where anything like what Donald Trump did over these last 4 years makes it impossible for you to not even run for president, but
right.
you know, the consequences must be dire.
And we need some more justices, honestly. We need to codify row. Like there's a lot of work that needs to be done, and we can't do it unless we have all the chambers.
I mean, we could talk forever again about the Supreme Court and all the nonsense going on with them too.
Unbelievable. Who the fuck wrote these rules? Who gives one Supreme Court justices a lifetime seat? One, and then two, like there's no real ethics and accountability. Like you made these people God.
There's no ethics whatsoever, and it makes absolutely no sense. And if these were, we could play this game all day, but if these were Democratic judges, I mean, literally the people with their gun supply would be getting everything ready. I mean, they would just be going insane. But because Democrats aren't as nuts, they'll scream about it. Nothing can be done about it unless, like you said, Lana, you vote. I'd like to see 52, Senate seats, 51, with Kristen Sinema and Joe Manchin may not even be there next year. But anyway, let's hour and a half. Good job. Let's wrap up the show.
Oh my God. Is it really?
Yeah. That's what happens when you sit here and have fun. And make fun of people that need to be made fun of.
We need clips because people were watching this show. They're like, oh my God, these two can talk.